Okay, this is the first podcast for TechTalk, and we're here with Tyler Ellis, our resident expert about all things Mac and Apple products. Tyler, how's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. It's a beautiful day outside. Not so good of a day inside the buildings here today.
True. All right, well, we're going to dive right into it. My first question for you is, if you could describe Apple in one word, what word would that be?
It's hard because there's so many words that describe Apple, but I would say the first word that comes to my mind is probably perfect.
Okay, perfect. Why do you choose the word perfect?
Because they haven't made a lot of slip-ups in the past few years. Pretty much every product that they've introduced has kind of created a large-scale market for that product, and there's really only been one product that I can think of that they messed up on, and they canceled it pretty quick, which was their Bluetooth earpiece.
Okay, good. My second question is, what have you heard about the new MacBook Airs that are supposed to be released this summer? I know there are a lot of rumors swirling around. What can you tell us from the things that you've been reading about?
Well, I've heard a lot about not necessarily an Air redesign, but a MacBook Pro redesign, which would bring them down to the size of the Air. They're wanting to move to something called a solid-state drive, which is a much more secure and long-lasting type of hard drive. They come in smaller sizes, but they also are a lot quicker. So the reboot time would go from about a minute on your computer to about 20 to 30 seconds for a complete restart. They're wanting to move back down to the slim form factor, so they'd be dropping the CD drive and the DVD drive. But, I mean, who uses that anyways? That's kind of what I've been hearing about that.
Okay, good. We've recently seen the dropping of the numbers in the iPad, one of the first things to lose the numbers. And we could be seeing more of those along the lines of the next iPhones and other such products. Do you agree with this strategy of the new CEO and Apple to drop the numbers with their products that follow?
Well, I mean, it would just get ridiculous once you get up to iPhone 10 and iPhone 15. It would just start to sound ridiculous, and it's smart. I mean, the iMac is just the iMac. It's not the iMac 2, iMac 3, and the MacBook is just the MacBook, not the MacBook 2 or MacBook 3. So it's smart just to keep that streamlined name, and so and it gets a little bit less people from getting arrogant. I have an iPhone. I don't have the iPhone 4, the iPhone 5, the newest one. It's just I have an iPhone, so I like it a lot.
All right, awesome. And our final question today here on Tech Talk is, are there any markets Apple should look into breaching?
Well, in the book about Steve Jobs' biography, there was something mentioned about Apple maybe diving into the TV market, and there's a lot of rumors swirling about that. But to me, what I think they should really be getting into is a type of photography business. There's been a lot of cameras that have been coming out now where it's just basically a point and shoot that you attach a lens to. And I think that if they could make the iPhone kind of like that and make it so you can attach a lens onto the back of it, that'd be a market that could be tapped and kind of something that hasn't been touched, because they have a lot of good cameras on phones, but there's not a lot of zoom. More than just a few megapixels, there's not a lot of difference between the cameras. But I feel like they could really separate themselves if they could make it so you could attach a lens to it and then just edit it all on your phone there.
All right, awesome. I want to thank my guest, Tyler Ellis, for coming on the show and talking a little bit about his thoughts and opinions on Apple, and really great to have you. We'll see you back next time here on Tech Talk.